Hey there everybody, and welcome back for another weekend look around the gardens. I want to start by saying a couple of things before we take a look at what's growing on. First, I noticed on, I think it was Thursday, that I passed 9,000 subscribers. So I want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys that tune in for this stuff. That absolutely blows me away. And I can't remember if I was going to do the Purple Freak giveaway at 9,000 or 10,000 subs. So I'm going to do it at the end of this video. I'll let you know how you can get involved in that if you're interested in growing out some of those Purple Freak pepper seeds. And who knows, you might get a St. Thomas Bane, you might get something completely different. That's the joy of the freaks. Alright, so because it's been a while since we've checked on the aquaponic garden, I figured we'd start in here this weekend and take a look at a few things. I have had some successes, I've had some less than successes, so let's just get started there. And then we can enjoy a little bit of this sunshine before the clouds roll on in. I don't know what it is with storms around here on the weekends, but I'm learning to work with it. So, yeah, aquaponics really quick, and then outside. I have finally adjusted the water so it is a continuous flow. Comes up from the pump in the sump tank, into the fish tank, gets drawn up from the bottom, out, along, and into the grow bed where it floods, drains, and ends up back in the sump tank. So, at least now everything is getting filtered. I have a couple of pepper clones that I'm attempting in here. This is, actually all of the ones in the bed are from the Burpee Lemon Hots that I think are also basically the ahi lemons. I got one of those ripe out front, so I'll be doing a tasting on that this week. But, you know, it's not where I thought my aquaponic garden would be at 5 years, you know, I'll be honest. But with the major move last year, learning to deal with the new climate, it's been interesting, and I've got a lot of other stuff going on. So, but it does kind of look like these ones back here may be rooting, because all of the little growth in there, that's all new since those broke off the original plant out front and I put them in. So that's kind of exciting. Might get something growing out of that. I don't know. Otherwise it's mostly just willow and my one poor shard. I do have this other sort of bubbler experiment going on to try and clone one of the peppers. I have yet to see any roots on this thing. I've even got willow leaves in there. However, I have leaves falling off of this, so I don't think this experiment's got too much longer left in it. We'll see. I'll find a way to clone those peppers yet. Anywho, let's head outside. Got a little bit of work I want to do here today. I'm going to take down these Amaranth in the back. I think if we grow these again, I'll get a decorative variety, but I don't know. It's not quite the look I was going for. Plus, in the early morning sun, they're shading out my peppers, and peppers are what I'm all about. So, let's take this Amaranth down, take another look at it. Alright, first I'm going to relocate this ladybug into the bear's den upstairs, and then I'm going to deal with the Amaranth. Alright, you ladybug, you work, you. Well, that made quite a pile over there. Poor Kung Pao pepper. But anyway, most of it cut down, still leaves the snakes a little bit to slither through, and should provide a lot more light for these pepper plants. I think now that we've got a little bit more light shining on these peppers, should do a little bit better. Would love for these Nepalese bell to take some color for me. Beautiful looking pepper. Found this little beauty hiding in the bottom of my Scotch bonnet. Might get some color on that yet. Looks like I've got another sweet heat up front that has a good chance of making it to ripe too. That's excellent. I did plant some of the seeds from that earlier one, and they have sprouted. So I will have this growing in the shrine this winter. Nice compact little plant. Fairly productive. Nice sized fruit. Pretty happy about all that. Here's a look at the bottom of the cherry bomb peppers. They're coming along nicely. Still no color on these next bit of fruit here, but darn good size. Hoping these guys have time to make it. Then here we have the Burpee Lemon Hot that I think is pretty much the ahi lemon pepper. I'm going to do a tasting of this probably in the next couple of days. Looks like it's finally ripe and ready to go. Plenty more on there. Most of those are going to get harvested green though, I suspect. And beside that we've got the sand dollar. Still no fruit on this baby for me yet. Oh, it's looking like this one might be trying to come inside. Transplanting peppers and bringing them in has never really gone well for me. but we shall see. Looking at the underside here of the orange fugo, starting to get a few more peppers in here. Nothing taking that orange yet. A little bit lighter, but not going orange yet. Those will be fun. I like these peppers. They've got a spice, but not necessarily a heat, so they're just kind of a delightful pepper. Grow, grow, grow. And before we take off into the back, here's a look at those Portuguese hot peppers. Starting to get some little tiny pepper bums on there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that one in the back, but it's there. Might end up bringing a couple of these in. There's 2 in each pot, so if I can find something to put underneath them and have them safe inside, maybe I'll bring them in. Starting to get closer to the end of season here for this outdoor plot. Squash are just taking over. Let's start with the rescued peppers here. Some of these starting to put on some fruit. That's exciting. Nothing on the sheep nose yet. And nothing's gotten ripe on those so-called El Jefes in the back there. Still waiting on that. They still look more like sweet heats to me, but I'll take any peppers at this point. Looking good though. Considering how rough a start they had, these look pretty good to me. Not quite as good as the next patch behind them though, but they had a better start, didn't they? Speaking of the patch back here, I found a flower on the eggplant. Definitely don't think it's got time, but at least it's trying. Might have to plant a few more of these next year. Again, give them a better start. Got a flower on the purple freak here. Love how purple those little flowers are. One of the prettiest of the pepper flowers that I've got. Here's a little tiny pepper starting to form on those darn good peppers from Tracy Holtz there. Then we've got my St. Thomas Bane beside it here. Few flowers forming on the top. Don't know if it's going to have time. How's that banana pepper look though? Just loaded. And I just finished dealing with a bunch of banana peppers that we were given, so I guess I'll be pickling more pepper rings. No complaints. And we've got the red Thai chili. Trying its best to be productive with what it's got left of the season. Probably shouldn't have topped this one. Didn't give it quite enough time after the topping to adjust and produce. But I was trying to clone a pepper plant, you know? Priorities. Here's that yellow Fatale that's hiding behind a couple other peppers in the garden. Things coming along nicely. What is that? 3, almost 4 fingers? Well, yeah, 4 fingers. Getting kind of wrinkly. Be nice if that gets some color. And the ancho pepper in front of it there. It's got some nice fruit on it. Definitely enjoys this environment. Still waiting for some color on these garden salsa peppers, but boy oh boy are they getting big. Huzzah! Over here we've got the Hungarian yellow wax peppers, also doing very nicely. Nice size, nice size. A couple of weird freakish ones at the bottom because they've grown up against the ground. They all taste the same though. Poor battered and bruised corn patch, doing the best it can. Little garter snake just shot through my feet here. Can't find it now. We've had a couple of cobs off of this though, on the early side, but still delicious. Guess I'm waiting for the tops to go brown. They're already kind of brown, so I don't know, am I waiting for like a really dark brown top? The way we've been going at it is looking at the cobs themselves, and if it looks about the right size for something we'd see at the store, we bring it in. Although I'm guessing sooner or later we're just going to have to bring it all in. That'll be an adventure. That one's got some nice size to it. Speaking of size, here's one of the smallest of the mini pumpkins. Starting to get that ripe color. Starting to darken a little bit here at the stem, so hopefully this will be ready soon. Plenty of them about, but this pumpkins seem to take a bit of a beating in that last hailstorm we had. There's that big one kind of hiding in there as the sun comes out for a moment. Ah, these stormy and sunny days, so much fun to try and film during. But mini pumpkins are doing great. Speaking of doing great, these spaghetti squash are coming along quite nicely. Still waiting for them to go yellow and to start to brown off at the stems, but there are quite a few of them here. Very excited by that. I really enjoy spaghetti squash. If you haven't tried it, you really should. And save the seeds. They're pretty easy to grow. If I can grow it, you can grow it. They do kind of choose some random locations to grow in, but as long as they're growing, that's what matters, right? So here we have the giant pumpkin. So look at it with my hand here. Got the measuring tape out. Shocks is unavailable to help with the camera though, so I'll just have to get back to filming once I've got the tape wrapped around this thing. Well, it didn't quite double this week. We're looking at 37 almost exactly. That's still getting to be a pretty darn big pumpkin. A lot of little dents and stuff from the hailstones. See how it does. And we've got a few random pumpkins here in the bunker. It's going to be fun finding all these. Probably easier to do that once the corn has come down. But there are a few of them in there. Another little one kind of hiding out. Got one of the sugar or pie variety pumpkins hiding down there. And then over here we've got the one that I thought was kind of rotted. That's just getting stranger by the day. Kind of cool though. Strange but cool. And then we'll wrap this up with those broad ripple yellow tomatoes, yellow currant tomatoes. Starting to get lots of these ripening at the same time. Delicious, snackable little things. So I'm trying to save a few seeds. I'll do a test germination on the ones that I've got. And then one of you has already contacted me about seeds for these, so get a hold of me again. If they sprout, I'll send you some. Because it looks like I'm going to have plenty. Beautiful color on those though. Had a little fun the other day, kind of explained to Shock. So these celebrity hybrid tomatoes, basically the closest to a perfect circle ones that we've got, exist purely for use as green tomatoes. So she's been in her heyday enjoying the harvest from those, frying them up at will, chopping them up, throwing them in salads, all kinds of good stuff. Nice sweet tasty green tomatoes. Hoping some of these beefsteaks beside them get nice and ripe though. I've heard some of those can get to be a full pound per tomato, but I don't know. That seems like an awful lot of tomato. That being said, there are some pretty large ones there, and that kind of looks like there's a hidden cucumber in all that. So I guess I'll grab that for when I do some pickling. Yay, pickled cucumber spears. And on that note, I think I'm going to wrap up this week's little walk around the yard and gardens and stuff. Like I said, there's going to be a giveaway because I've hit that 9K, oh, shady patch. Because I have hit that 9K mark, 10K is on the way, and I did say I'd give away the Purple Freak seeds when we got to this point. So this is for guide fans and people willing to do a little bit of research. The first 3 people to give me the correct answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, I'll get a hold of you in private messaging, and we'll arrange how to send you those seeds. The Purple Freak seeds are what we're talking about today. Nothing fancy, just some freaks. But if you're interested, give me that answer down in the comments below. Better yet, start your comment with it. And the question again is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. I'm gonna head back inside the house now. The dog is going just nuts with the whining. Probably scared the cat into hiding again, so right. Calm one, find the other. Happy joys. Alright everybody, have yourselves an absolutely fantastic week ahead. I will definitely see you on Wednesday for the Bear's Den Garden update, and who knows what may happen between now and then. Take care.